Not long to go now, less than 12 hours of the transfer deadline left for Manchester United to make any business. As we know, as it stands, we have 4 forwards. That is it. Garnacho, Ahmad, Rasmus Højlund and Joshua Zirkzee. They are the attacking options to Ruben Amorim. Sources are saying, Graham Bailey in particular, that Ruben Amorim has made it very, very clear to Jason Wilcox. He needs a striker. He needs a striker now. Chelsea's stance at the moment, as it stands, is Nkunku is going nowhere. That's coming out from Plettenberg. Plettenberg said United was signing Mathis Tell. I'm losing my words there for a second there, but yeah, so what I'm trying to get across in this show is the conflicting, different, interesting opinions on everything right now flying around the media. What's happening with Garnacho? Will that come back into it? If Ten Hag, Jesus, that's how confused I am. I'm battered by this transfer window, I am. If Ruben Amorim wants a striker, who is it going to be? Are Chelsea going to push across Garnacho if we want Nkunku? Does that then free up a bit of room if Nkunku's alone to go in and put some money down on Mathis Tell? Bayern Munich are looking at other forwards that could free up Mathis Tell. All of that information and everything that's going on. We're talking Garnacho, we're talking Nkunku, Tell, Casemiro, Harry Mas, amongst a few. Do we have to touch on Rashford's comments? We have time. We're just doing our quick fire roundup. It's deadline day, so we've got to keep up with everything that's going on right now. We are starting with Ruben Amorim's cry to the Manchester United powers that be to try and get him in a forward in this transfer window. It is really, really important, I think, now just to look at where every deal is and try and break down what possibilities United have got. The rumour and the noise is coming out from journalists this afternoon is Manchester United, and this has come from Samuel Luckhurst, it's come from Jamie Jackson of the MEN and the Guardian respectively. They are saying that Manchester United will not be pushed into making any knee-jerk transfers. They are happy with where they are and their business. That will rile everybody, I am sure. I'm sure it will. I'm just reading up some news that is just coming in terms of transfers and everything else right now. So it's all coming in very, very quickly at the moment. So I'll keep you covered with everything as it comes into me on the show as we go. But yeah, starting with that there. Jamie Jackson has said that people in the know, or apparently people in the know at Manchester United, are saying that it is highly unlikely that you are going to see Garnacho go one way and Nkunku come the other way. Other people are saying, watch Garnacho, this could still happen towards the back end of the window. If Ruben really needs a forward and United have their eyes on Nkunku, this was Chelsea's play as to wait and then see what happens. And then if Nkunku is needed, they could push their bargain price across onto Garnacho because United are that desperate. Then you get the comments coming out from Manchester United which say that we are not going to be pushed into any deal at all. The financial stance is very, very clear for Manchester United right now. And to take into that, someone did just tag me into an interesting financial situation with Manchester United about the exchange rates from the US dollar to the British pound, and if that changes, Manchester United's debt completely fluctuates. It goes from 400 and odd million to over 500 million. You've got the strengthening of the dollar now that Donald Trump is coming into situ, and all of this plays in to where we're actually at. For instance, at one point, Manchester United's debt was sitting in at around 480 odd million, and then the dollar strengthened and it went up to 500 and odd. So if you, for instance, sold Garnacho for pure profit, it would basically just cover that balance from that. That's the situation, the precarious situation Manchester United are in. It does not look good. It really doesn't look good for Manchester United financially right now. So deals have to be clever. Deals have to be absolutely on point. And United really have their hands tied behind the back. Ruben Amorim wants things to happen. Everybody is going in on Ineos. Everybody's saying this is a disgrace. How has this happened? This has happened through the summer and happened from what's happened in previous transfer windows. We know this. Right now, what can United do? They are literally on the edge. That is everything that I've read this morning. Everything that's coming out, it is United are just tinkering on the edge of PSR. They are financially stuck right now. They need to sell. If it came to desperate measures and Garnacho was sold, United could move on certain players, and they could. It all depends, I feel, and the whole window is revolving around what Bayern Munich want to do with Tell, and then Manchester United, desperately looking for a forward, may have to move Garnacho on and get somebody else in. I don't see that happening personally, but we're saying now, when people are actually coming out saying, just keep an eye on the Garnacho situation. But like I said, Jamie Jackson of The Guardian has said, people at Manchester United are putting it across to them that is highly unlikely, but you just don't know. It was said that Mathis Tell was done last night, and then that's gone. It looks like Garnacho's out the door 1 minute, and Ruben wants him gone, and then he's staying. There is all sorts going on right now within the transfer window, and we just have to wait out the next move. But even Florian Plettenberg right now, he says he could not say where Mathis Tell is going to go. He doesn't know how the story is going to end. It is just full-on mass confusion with everything right now within Manchester United and what they can do. The pressure is on. Ruben Amorim talked about this and said many times, look, we have to earn the right to get time. If the results were all right, this window wouldn't look that desperate. If United were performing on the pitch, we would be okay, but we're not. We are lacking big time. We don't have a forward. We don't have a striker, and United will not move forward this season. We have to accept that or do something crazy in the transfer window on deadline day, and I don't know where we go from here. I am looking at every report on every possibility, looking at deals that are being turned down at other clubs, and it is really difficult to see how United get themselves out of this unless they do something drastic themselves, and that only includes, for me, and what we can see from rumours that have been built up before and negotiations and talks that have been held, that it's Garnacho. And we know where Ruben is now with Garnacho. He doesn't really feel like he needs to sell him. But again, he's asking the question to Jason Wilcox, get me a forward. Who is out there? Who can Manchester United bring in? I don't actually think, unless there's someone we're not thinking about that might actually be a different option for United, not that good, it will be a quick fix at Manchester United in terms of any forward coming in this window. It is a bit of a struggle right now. I'm not going to sort of like build it up to what it is. Like Garnacho could go. Garnacho likely is to stay. Mathis Tell is likely to stay at Bayern Munich. Even Jamie Jackson is saying there, it is, in capitals, very unlikely Manchester United can/will revive any deal for Mathis Tell. That's coming from Jamie Jackson. Who the other forward is, I do not know. I really do not know. I cannot say. Samuel Luckhurst also, as well, as said, and this is ridiculous to be honest. I mean, it's an area of the pitch we don't really need to be worrying about as much at the moment, but Manchester United fear Lisandro Martinez is out for the remainder of the season with an apparent knee injury. I think we knew that, but Manchester United are a bit tight-lipped whether they will be prompted into moving for another centre-back in this window in the last few hours. I cannot see it. You've got loads. You've brought in Dorgu, which means Mazraoui can move back at centre-back to cover. You've just brought Aidan Heaven in, who's into the first-team squad. Lindelof is fit, there I say it. You've got Maguire, you've got De Ligt, you've got Lenny Yoro. There's more. You've got about 5 or 6 centre-backs there right now. And if Luke Shaw comes back fit, he can play on the left-hand side as well, which apparently he is going to be back possibly by the end of this month. We've seen him in training already, so United will not be going into the transfer market for a centre-back. Let's just shut that one down. The only incoming right now will be a make-weight centre-forward on loan until the end of the season, because United just cannot spend any more money. We are done in spending. We can't make this deal happen for Mathis Tell because we don't have money. Any signing coming out from the football club, and this is a statement from what the journalist is saying, any signing now will not be any player unless it is for the future of this football club. If there is a loan option there for somebody, they will look at it, but it isn't a concern for the football club. It's not a concern. So if it's not a concern, then Ruben Amorim is safe no matter what happens this season, because there is nothing there for him at all. Absolutely nothing that he can do with this team. When you cannot score goals, the shape goes out of the window completely. It doesn't matter. United have had 17 shots this weekend and had 2 on target. We don't finish. We can't finish. We haven't got a forward. We've got no one prolific. That's why the system is failing. Look at United's shot average in the games under Ruben Amorim. It's high. We just don't put the ball in the back of the net. We don't take our chances. It's as simple as that. We need a forward. We need someone who's going to take them chances to give us a chance to actually build on things. Ruben Amorim's system's been called into play because Manchester United don't have the right players to fit it. It's as simple as that. And listening to everybody this morning, it does seem like people are actually concerned for Ruben Amorim. If United have come out in this transfer window today with less than 12 hours to go saying they are calm about the situation and they are not worrying about what happens if somebody comes in or doesn't, then that means that Ruben has got all of this season, no matter what happens. Even if United get relegated, you cannot say to Ruben Amorim, oh, sorry, you're off. United won't get relegated. We know that, but you cannot expect him to do anything when you've got so many players that just aren't fit for the roles that they're being put into. I'm not saying they're not fit for other positions, but like we said this morning, players are being moved around this team all over the place. If he doesn't get a forward or an actual striker into this team, then he's going to be stuck and we're not going to move anywhere. But I just want to get your comments on this now. Are you starting to get a little bit dejected? Are you getting a bit fed up with how things are going? What is your opinion on Ineos? Is it their fault? Is it the previous regime? Is it their fault for what happened in the summer? I'm going to come to the comment section in a minute. It was a great tweet in terms of what Erik Ten Hag had spent, and it's not just Ten Hag. It's not. I don't want to make it all about him, but when you just look at it, Mason Mount injury prone, Andre Onana inconsistent, useless, Antony flop, Joshua Zirkzee not looking good, Rasmus Højlund can't lead our attack. Lisandro Martinez, fourth major injury since he's been here, injury prone. Casemiro washed, Christian Eriksen washed in terms of being too old, and the amount of transfer fees spent and the amount of money on wages on these players. These are the players that have taken Manchester United to where they are now. A couple of academy graduates have come through in Garnacho and Kobe Mainu, and that's great, that's fantastic, but they will inevitably sink in this team of players that are completely overpaid. They gave Marcus Rashford his new contract as well in that time, and now he's gone off on loan as well. There's literally nobody wanted at this football club that has been brought in. Like, I'd say out of that list there, I would say maybe Lisandro Martinez, but everybody knows he's injury prone, and he hasn't been in fantastic form. He's been getting better up until his injury, but look at that list of players. Count up the money that's been spent there, and now look at how many of them are actually actively offering Manchester United anything going forward. Eriksen and Casemiro can't get on the pitch. Lisandro Martinez can't stay on the pitch. Rasmus Højlund can't hit a cow's ass with a banjo. Joshua Zirkzee, we don't even know what position he plays. Antony's gone out on loan already. Andre Onana's the worst goalkeeper in the last decade at Manchester United, easily, and past that actually. And Mason Mount, we can't get him on the pitch. There you go. That's it. So putting that into perspective, talking about all of that, where are you at with Ineos right now? Are you actually looking at them and saying they're doing what they can to try and steady the ship, or should they be doing more? What can they do more right now with everything that's in play? What are their options? They cannot move certain players on. And right now we're stuck right in the middle of an absolute nightmare transfer window where it has been good so far, but I'm calling it nightmare because United really do need that one more player. Rashford has left. Antony has left. We have just got rid of two forwards which are on ridiculous money at Manchester United that should be playing right now and helping Ruben Amorim, but they're not. At this point now, you have to look at it and go, right, okay, he has been weakened straight away, only 2 months into the job. What can you do to help him in the last hours of this window? And I think that's how everybody's looking at it. It is, because when this window shuts, and everything that's been said and done, and the players that we've got on the pitch are out there, and we know what they are and what their worth is, I don't think there's any Manchester United fan going into any game expecting anything other than a close-fought game where United are probably, hopefully, just going to scrape a win or something like that, or will lose the game. That's where we're at as a fan base right now. That's exactly the problem that we've got in front of us. And I still don't think there is anyone right now that Manchester United can get their hands on that's going to change it. I don't think Mathis Tel will change it. I don't. I think he's another option and a bright signing for the future. I would be happy with an option to keep him on, or an obligation to keep him on at the right price. But I don't think he's going to help this season at all. And it's such a shame that these players have not been able to adapt to Ruben Amorim. And we're talking about trying to replace literally every single one of them in different ways. It really is. It's an absolute sham, this football club at the moment. And I can understand why people are laughing at us and jumping on board. Will United bring in one more player today? 53% of you are saying no. 47% of you are saying yes. That is going less and less and less as the hours tick by. And it is getting to serious stages right now. We are now less, in fact, than 11 hours away from deadline. We, in fact, 10 hours and 32 minutes away from that deadline closing and the transfer window being shut. And United are stuck with everything that we've got and nobody else coming in. Let's get into the comments section and see what you're all saying. Please give the video a like. Well over 1,400 in the room for the lunchtime show. I love that, everybody. Please keep liking the video. Make sure you have subscribed as well, people. We're on the road to 75k. Right, let's get into some comments and see what you're all saying around where everything is at right now. When can we ever make a big signing in the future? ? I can't see it with our debt repayments under PSR and lack of European football. We have to go back to scratch and rebuild in a different sort of club, sort of like, I'm trying to think of the right word right now. We just have to accept that we're going to be average and get rid of the big name players and just rebuild from the bottom up again on low wages, younger players, building them up into a style of play. We're going to have to just accept it. It's the only way we move forward. We have to cut off the crap. And we're trying our best to do it. Unfortunately, it takes time. They've only had 2 transfer windows in EOS, and that isn't enough time to get rid of everyone. That shows you the state of play that Manchester United are right now. We need to do something about these owners, but got no idea what. They need to get out. Until then, we're going nowhere. Look, I do believe that Ineos are a brighter prospect than just the Glazers. I still believe in that. There's a lot of work to be done, and there's a lot more stuff going on behind the scene, which is good. And the deals that we have done have been all right. But while the Glazers are there, they're always going to be hampered. And the Glazers wasn't going to sell them Manchester United. I'm sure that Ineos would have bought all of Manchester United, but the Glazers did not want to sell, and that's their right to not want to sell. They just strung everybody along so they could still have a piece of the pie. And unfortunately, the rules that are in play now with ownership models, they cannot touch the Glazers because of grandfather rights, and they're stuck with us right now. The only hope we have got is Ineos kicking the Glazers out later down the line. That's it. So just deal with that, accept that, because that's what it is. Ineos are going nowhere. The Glazers are going nowhere yet. They're going to have to fight it out between each other. All we can hope is that the people that have been put in place can make more of what Manchester United have got and get us a little bit more stable on the pitch. That's it. And again, like people say, we need to get the Glazers out. We need the ownership to change. It's not going to change. It's never going to change. Not in the next 5 to 10 years, I don't think. It's going to take at least another 5 years to get the Glazers out under Ineos. And then we've got Ineos in situ. I don't think they're going anywhere either. Look, if we're spending 200 million every single summer, Manchester United should be progressing on the pitch. It's going to take time. It's going to take a lot of time for Manchester United to get back up there. We know that. And I don't know how the investment or what Manchester United can do financially, because in the summer, if we don't win the Europa League and we're back into the Champions League, we lose sponsorship money, then that goes down. And we really are then relying on them younger players that are coming through right now to be the future of this football club, because we're not going to be able to sign the players that we need. Let's see what else we've got in the comments section. Please bring Michael towards a senior team. Martin, not Michael. I think that was just a typo. It might have had you on that one there. You're being generous. He forgot Anthony. No, I said Anthony. Anthony's always there. Anthony got man of the match last night. Woohoo! I said that this morning, though. Real Betis is his level, isn't it? That just goes to show. That's where Anthony thrives. That's his level. Not United. What a waste of money. What a waste of money. Toro in Thailand says, F Ineos and the Glazers should have brought in Qatari. Look, why would they bring in Qatari if it's not what they wanted? That's the thing. It's all shoulda, woulda, coulda, but reality tells you not a chance in hell. And that's what we're in. That's where we are. We are a victim of our success and what was built in the old days. And unfortunately, the rules and regulations have come too late for Manchester United fans in terms of what ownership model is in at Manchester United. Gutted. It's shit. There's nothing great about it. But that is where we're at. It's crap, I know, innit? It really is annoying. Ineos / the Glazers are a partnership made in hell. I told people to look into the record in sports, absolute fail and broken promises. Well, Ineos haven't had time yet, have they? Let's be honest. In what have Ineos haven't had the time to actually get themselves in properly at United yet. Let's see where we are in 5 years with Ineos. If we're still in the same situation, then clearly, yes, I'm going to be all in. But they've been in just over a year. We've made some good signings in the summer. They made a mistake with Ten Hag. Look, I'm just saying, let's just see where we're at. I think the desperate need to get the Glazers out is prompting everybody to look at it along the doom and gloom sort of side of things. And I'm not bigging up Ineos. You all know I have definitely criticised a lot of what they have done. But I am balanced in my argument, and I want to just make it clear that I think we need to give everybody the right amount of time in position, especially after the amount of crap and how poorly this football club has been run over the last 10 years under the Glazers on their own. It just needs time. Look, I don't like it. I'm with you all. I don't think it's right. I don't think United should be scrambling around for money like this, the amount of revenue that we generate. I don't think it should be the fans that pay for it either. But we're stuck with what we've got. All we can do is hope that Ruben Amorim gets something out of these players, or the younger players coming through can be moulded into the players that we need. I honestly can't see the big signings coming in. There are certain players that we can get. We're going to have to do a massive convincer to get the likes of Edison and Gyökeres and people like that now. We have to put everything we've got into the Europa League. That's it. Why can't Spurs go for Lindelof? There is a story going around about Lindelof, I think, as well, to Spurs. Apparently they've bid. Marcus Rashford is highly unlikely to play for Manchester United again, even if Ruben Amorim leaves, with the relationship between player and club near irreparable. There's no recall clause in his Aston Villa loan. If he starts scoring prolifically, there's no recall clause in his loan. Manchester United are done with Marcus Rashford. On David Ornstein, on Christopher Nkunku, and we'll get into that one now. Manchester United contacted Chelsea yesterday about taking Christopher Nkunku on loan until the end of the season, but Chelsea did not want to let him go on loan, and the player did not want to do that either. So Nkunku, it just depends. Like, if Nkunku feels like he can get more game time at United and get a better move, then maybe he pushes for it. But again, like, why is this all now in the last bleeding 11 hours of the transfer window coming out? I don't get why United have contacted Chelsea yesterday. We knew the situation in play, and because we've had a couple of good results, we've just stood still for 2 weeks. We got carried away. I still don't think Garnacho is as good as what people are thinking. I think there's potential there. So we can't complain right now if United are shit for another 2 years while Garnacho comes to fruition. We have to stick with it. We have to back him and we have to go along with it. So why are United now going in for Christopher Nkunku, knowing that Chelsea want Garnacho as well? Look, honestly, I think they've got carried away. I think they've seen we've turned the corner. We were crap against Fulham. Ruben Amorim said it. We got the win. We just got by in injury time against Rangers. We were the better side and we deserved a win on the night. So I'll go with that. Like I said, Fulham then, crap, but got the win. Take that. 3 points, moving on up. Then we were a better team against Steaua Bucharest. So that was a good result and good performance in the second half. And then we went back to normal against Crystal Palace, and everybody's just shit the bed all of a sudden and said we need to sign a player ASAP because we can't score goals, and we had 2 shots on target. And Ruben Amorim doesn't want to use the 2 so-called number 9s that we've got at the football club because they are shit. I'm just going to tell you straight as it is. That's the situation in play right now. In terms of Harry Maas and that situation, I know defence is not what we want to be talking about right now. Manchester United have turned down an approach from Como for the 18-year-old Gabriel Biancheri. Oh, sorry, I'm not getting thingy there with... I'm getting mixed up with Harry Maas. But there is a story that's just come out from Romano. Manchester United turned down an approach from Como FC for Biancheri from Manchester United's academy. The 18-year-old is currently out with an arm injury and is recovering. So United have turned down that deal, rightly so as well. Don't even think about getting rid of Biancheri right now. He could be a player that United could really use going forward in the future. So please, United, don't start selling off our really good young academy players. And when we're talking about forwards, we're talking about possibilities. Manchester United, check this out, yeah? This is what really pisses me off. Everyone is saying anything is better than nothing. Anything is better. So why the hell, and I said this at the start of the window, why the hell has Ethan Wheatley and Joe Hugel both gone back out on loan into the EFL instead of staying and possibly being an option at latter stages of games? All we seen yesterday was balls being put into the box and no one attacking them there. Garnacho's ball across the 6-yard box there. Like, who's there? I guarantee Joe Hugel would have been there. I guarantee Ethan Wheatley would have been there. Striker's instinct, players that play at number 9. Yes, you may not think they are the right quality. I don't think they are either. But they are an option. They're gone. So, again, if you're doing that, and then you're getting rid of Marcus Rashford, so think about this. Anthony forward, gone. Wasn't being used that much. Understand it. See you later. Marcus Rashford, issues, yes, no problem at all. Out the door, away you go. But he's still another body gone from the squad that Ruben Amorim started with. And when you look at everything else as well around the academy and what we've got right now, you just got rid of 2 goal-scoring centre-forwards in Ethan Wheatley and in Joe Hugel, like I just said. Joe Hugel could have done something for Manchester United. Even if he wasn't starting games, he could have come on off the bench for 20 minutes, give us a different option to Rasmus Højlund. We could have got out wide, changed the shape, got crosses into the box, and he would have attacked them. He does that. That's what his game is. He scored for Manchester United in pre-season. He's scored on loan already this season. He's gone back out on loan again. I know they're not good enough. I'll keep on saying it. I'm not being stupid with this. Honestly, I'm not. But right now, I would take them and give them a go over other options that we've got. And now we're looking at a 17-year-old in Obi Martin being the saviour of Manchester United. There you go. We've just brought you in. We've integrated you. He's got promoted from the under-18s. He's into the under-21s as well. And we now need you to be the front man for Manchester United's first team. Wow, the recruitment of this football club is at another level. Let's just read through a couple more things. Bear with me. Okay, so someone has just asked me, basically, name me one of these good signings from Ineos, considering the money that we spent. Mazraoui, 14 million, good signing. Matthias de Ligt hasn't put a foot wrong this season, 40-odd million. I don't think that's bad. Do you think? Manuel Garte, the most consistent player in Manchester United's midfield, 50 million. I don't think that's bad. Lenny Yoro, 18, still coming of age, play for the future. Good signing. Seriously, get a grip, people. Come on. Be serious about it here. These are not the issues right now, are they? Name me any of the signings apart from Joshua Zirkzee that you've got a problem with right now, as in the players that are currently in Manchester United squad. Are there any of Manchester United signings from the summer that are really, really a big issue at this football club right now? Joshua Zirkzee, we don't know what he does. We don't know what he is. And Ten Hag brought him in under Dan Ashworth, and now both of them are gone. Honestly, mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing as to that signing for me. As to, do you actually know what this guy does or where he plays or what his best position is? How is he fitting into the original system anyway? Honestly, you can question and can go in on Ineos all you want. You really can. But seriously, the business that was done in the summer, nobody was complaining about it. Nobody at the time was bitching and moaning about Matthijs de Ligt coming in, Yoro coming in, Manuel Ugarte, Joshua Zirkzee, Mazraoui. No one was complaining. Mazraoui has been a full-on upgrade on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. We know he has. He's been played here, there and everywhere because he was brought in by Erik ten Hag and now he's having to change his system. He is a model pro and a good player. So is Matthijs de Ligt. You know what I mean? And that's what I look at. I look at Manuel Ugarte, good. De Ligt, good. Yoro finding his feet. Mazraoui, good. It's the players that have been here for ages that we're dealing with and the issues that we've got. Like the blockers that I keep on talking about. How have we not been able to move Lindelof on? Like, all the years. We are going to be saying goodbye to quite a few players in the summer, naturally. But I just look at it and I say, look, this is all just a making of our own in terms of everything that was done before, everything that has gone by in terms of Manchester United's business model, the push for commercial revenue, the push on the commercial side of things, completely forgetting about the football and everything that was really important for Manchester United. And everybody who was at the club have said this before, that we're running everything that way, have now been sacked and gone because they are useless. But they were there for a decade, so you can imagine the damage that they have done over that spell of time at the football club. And now you know why. Now you know why. Mark Harris for the super chat, thank you. Amorim's one formation and needs players red flag. I'm not sure what you mean by that one. Is in like he's only got one formation and needs players to fit that system. Is that a concern for you that he won't adapt? Maybe I'm looking at it that way. Joe Hugo got a lovely goal for Carlisle. Looks a hard worker. I'd give Joe a try. Joe Maguire is okay on his day, but not all the time. Prone for errors. Yeah, I mean, Maguire's got one more year, and then I think he'll be gone. I do believe United need to start moving forward past that. But again, like defensively, there are certain issues here and there. But this is always going to come down to Manchester United scoring goals. Defenders are highlighted more because their mistakes cost goals. So too the goalkeepers. In my only defence for Onana, all of the other players in the team are probably making more mistakes. Like strikers get away with it. They get away with murder. They really do. Because their mistakes aren't as costly right there in the moment as defenders and goalkeepers. And that's the problem. When the strikers and the forwards are not doing their job, the pressure mounts on the defence. Jonathan says, sorry Adam, but Mazraoui not the right signing for this manager. No, but the signing at the time, mate. The signing at the time. Yeah, if they were backing Ten Hag, he was a good signing. I think he's a decent centre-back. I think he'll play well there. Ineos has made their own signing, the wrong signing, by changing the manager mid-season. Yep, I get that. That's like I just said then. Look, he's basically the right man. And honestly, I prefer Mazraoui at right centre-back than some of the other centre-backs that we've got. I think he's brilliant in that role. I think he's got the speed to get back. No, he's not rapidly quick, but he's probably one of our quicker defenders right now. And if you want to play a high line, Mazraoui fits into that back three. He's a very, very good player, and I think a good signing at the price. So at the time, he was the right signing, and he was our best player at the start of the season under Erik ten Hag. And then Erik ten Hag tried to start playing him at number 10. So, yeah, no, I'm not having it. Mazraoui is the right signing for me. I just don't think Ineos got it right with Ten Hag. I don't. And Mazraoui probably wouldn't have been bought if Ruben Amorim was there, but they would have bought players that suited Ruben Amorim as well. That's what I'm saying. So it's different. It's hard to balance it out, isn't it? Well, I understand what Jonathan's saying, and he is right in what he says. It's also the understanding that that FA Cup win screwed us over. It really did, didn't it? At the FA Cup win and everyone and the clamour for Ten Hag, and I said it outside of Wembley. I said it. I said, don't do it. Please just don't. Like, well done, Eric. Thank you. But you are not the man to take us forward. We should have realised finishing 8th in the Premier League and this guy covering things up by saying winning a trophy is okay. You scraped into the Europa League through the back door because you managed to get the players to turn up for one game. Any manager can do that. When they kept Ten Hag, it set us back probably more years than what they thought in their original plan. So 2028 for me moves to 2030 for United challenging for a title right now. That's where I think. I don't know how they make the signings if we're not in Europe. That's my only thing. Whether they've got something that I don't know about. But like I said then, the Swedish Ramblers just put a great tweet out talking about the exchange rate of Manchester United's debt and where United are at. With Donald Trump coming into play right now and the strength of the dollar on the pound, United's debt goes higher. And then if we are actually selling players, then that's just covering more of what the deficit of that debt was originally off the strength of the dollar to where it is now. Look, with PSR, it's set at a certain level at the start of a financial year, so it stays the same. But then when a year goes on, you have to have been successful within that year. Otherwise, that debt goes up again. It's hard to explain, but the strength of the dollar and the exchange rate and everything like that does have an impact on Manchester United. And it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on that side of things either. Being successful on the pitch is the only way to actually keep United running smoothly. And how we get there, I think, has to be from just accepting where we are, getting rid of all of the players and starting again with the younger, hungry players and just adding players in, building up like a mid-table team that we are. Accept that we are a mid-table team. It pains me to do it. I wrongly back the players. I've got no time for any of them right now because they've all let Manchester United fans down. I feel sorry for some of the new signings and some of the players that have been here for a shorter period of time. I do, but you're all in the same boat. You're letting the fans down. Look, we just need to rebuild it all over again, but we need to do it on the cheap. And that means younger players. That means hungry players. That means players that will listen. United need to act like a mid-table team and build that way. Look in the market that way. Get your younger players through. Invest into your academy. You have to do it that way now. Otherwise, we will just continuously carry on this cycle of underperforming. Looking good, then back down again. I said it last night. Ruben Amorim's roller coaster is the most expensive one to ride in the world because it's a thrill ride. It really is. It's the best out there. But the Manchester United roller coaster in general, the big one, that's priceless. That's like taking a trip into outer space and knowing what's coming next. That is just, I don't know. It's going to take a long, long time. All I'm hoping for is by the end of the season, the players that we really want and can see are good enough to work under Ruben Amorim. Never mind United, just under Ruben Amorim, because we're putting all our eggs in the Amorim basket right now. They start to find form and figure this system out, and Ineos come in the summer and rinse everything out. Get it out, gone. If you have to sell Garnacho, if you have to sell Rashford, you have to do all of that, then go for it. That's it. Okay. Let's just see now on everything else that's going on. And yes, I think right now, looking at everything, all of the news in terms of like updates on everything else that's going on, we've touched on Bayern Carrier, we've touched on everything else that could possibly happen for United. Harry Mas, they couldn't find a loan for him. They couldn't find a loan for... sorry, they're trying to find a loan for Tyrell Malacia. I got my players mixed up there then, sorry. Yeah, so Tyrell Malacia is still a mover for Manchester United. Harry Mas is staying put. I think he is extra cover. I think with Malacia leaving right now, Luke Shaw will not be played in the wing-back role. I don't know necessarily if United are looking at a Mas, and I don't know if they're actually looking at a Mas as a player to come into the squad, that they just couldn't find the team for him, which way it goes. I don't know. The rumour is, and what's been said, is that Manchester United are now actively looking for someone to take Malacia. But a Mas, they couldn't find anybody. He just stays. I don't know if that means he comes into the first team squad. From the talk, I don't think so. I don't think so. Just to go over what I said earlier on again about Marcus Rashford and his terms with Aston Villa from Jamie Jackson. I did bring it up earlier on, but just so you're aware of the situation again and what's been said, because he has been talking a lot. Marcus Rashford, extremely unlikely to play competitive for Manchester United ever again. It's likely now, even with Rashford hitting form, there is no recall option in his contract. If Ruben Amorim isn't at the football club, it doesn't matter. Basically, all bridges have been burnt with the club and Marcus Rashford now. He will be sold in the summer. That's the word from Jamie Jackson on everything there that's happening. Christopher Nkunku, apparently, according to Fabrizio Romano, had never any intention of leaving Chelsea. So there's another one that's gone. The only possibility was a permanent move, but never got close with Bayern or Manchester United despite interest. Chelsea always asked for 65 to 70 million. No movements today. Nkunku is gone as well. Tell looks very unlikely. It could be that nothing else happens today. It could be that we get a complete swerve ball and surprise by the end of the day. Now, I will keep you completely updated. I'm up to date with everything that's happening in the window as it goes along. I was hoping for more. And something to get excited about. Unfortunately, everyone, we haven't had it today. Not this lunchtime anyway. The clock is ticking. We're closing in on 10 hours to go until this window slams shut. As it is right now, it's looking at possibly the odd little outgoing. That's it. Tyrell Malacia. Roma have not given up on Casemiro either at the moment, but highly unlikely with the wage situation that he leaves right now. Sorry if it's a little bit downbeat and we haven't got any better news. We're hoping for more later on. Look, this isn't done yet. There is still 10 hours to go. Something can pop up out of the blue and give us a little bit of encouragement. But as it is at the moment, and the people that we've been talking about, Nkunku is off. Tell, very, very unlikely. And that's the latest update on him from all sources everywhere. Manchester United have to rethink everything. Ruben Amorim has asked Jason Wilcox for a striker this window. He desperately needs someone. Let's see what happens, and let's see how this develops throughout the last 10 hours of this window. Either way, Ruben has got a big task in front of him, and we will. Well, we can only hope as a fan base, can't we? But that is it. And yeah, when you look at it, Manchester United's window is 11 o'clock. Other windows shut earlier. The Germany one is earlier than the English one as well. So any deals that's happening has to happen in the next few hours. This is why it is very unlikely that Mathis Tel will move from Bayern Munich. I think it's something else. I think there'll be a surprise package. I really do. But let's see. Let's see what happens, and we'll keep our eye on everything. We'll keep our ear close to the ground, and we'll find out. And I will be live if anything does break, everybody. So cheers for watching, everyone. I will see you later on. I'm not going to tell you exactly when it is. We are going to be back at the normal time of 6:30, no matter what. But there may be another show in between with news breaking. There's definitely going to be a late one tonight as well. So we've got at least 2 more live shows today to catch you up on everything that's going on, and we'll get more involvement in them as well when everyone's back from work and fully interested in what's going on. Get home from work, get on the couch, switch TV on, switch YouTube on, and let's find out what's happening and pray that Manchester United can get some business done. But as it is at the moment, still as it was, let's wait for that surprise package or not. Let's see. Everybody, that is it. Thank you again. I will see you all.